Hello and welcome to the May edition of Government at Work. I am your presenter, Ajani Lewis. Thank you for tuning in. In the headlines, Lindorna Sweeney confirmed as Montserrat's next Deputy Governor, and Montserrat's Minister of Agriculture calls for stronger regional partnerships for food security. These and other stories after this message. As of September 1st, 2024, Montserrat will have a new Deputy Governor. She is Mrs. Lindorna Lambert Sweeney, currently the Financial Secretary. The announcement was made in a Governor's Office press release issued in May. Her Excellency the Governor, Mrs. Sarah Tucker, said Mrs. Sweeney brings strong experience of the public sector, effective fiscal and people management, transformation and development skills. She also expressed confidence in Mrs. Sweeney's appointment and ability to transition into the position. I know that Lindorna Sweeney will take up the role with enthusiasm, pragmatism and professionalism. She is well known and respected across the public service and so will be able to start the role with minimal induction. Premier Joseph E. Farrell added that the role of Deputy Governor is a challenging one that requires continued leadership, dedication to public service and commitment to the people of Montserrat. He said he is confident that this appointment will ensure the Governor and the public service continues to have the support and drive it requires. The announcement was made following a rigorous recruitment process. The release stated that in accordance with the Constitution, Her Excellency the Governor underwent a rigorous recruitment process, with support locally and from governors from other territories, utilizing an external recruitment agency to ensure a robust, independent assessment of skills and personality. The Honourable Premier was also consulted throughout the process, and the new appointment was also approved by Secretary of State. Mr. Kenya Lee will take up the role of Acting Financial Secretary with effect from the 1st of August 2024, as Mrs. Lambert Sweeney prepares to transition into the Deputy Governor's role. Governor Tucker also acknowledged the hard work and commitment to Montserrat of the outgoing Deputy Governor, the Honourable Lindell Simpson. Montserrat Minister of Agriculture, the Honourable Cranston Buffong, believes small island states must collaborate to advance food security on Montserrat and collectively as a region. Minister Buffong expressed those sentiments during the opening ceremony of the 8th meeting of the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States, OECS, Council of Ministers of Agriculture and Fisheries. This meeting was held on Montserrat on May 17th under the theme Advancing Regional Cooperation and Food Security.
Food security is not merely a policy goal. It is a fundamental right. And as Ministers of Agriculture, we have a mandate to ensure safe, again, as I said before, nutritious and affordable food for our citizens. By pooling our resources, our expertise, and our knowledge, we can leverage economies of scale, enhance our resilience, and foster better, sustainable agricultural practices. At the heart of our discussions will be imperative to address the multifaceted challenges facing our food systems, including climate change, limited resources, and of course, market fluctuations. We must also seize the opportunities presented by advancements in technology, with precision agriculture and digital solutions to drive our productivity and our efficiency.
Montserrat's Minister of Agriculture, the Honourable Cranston Buffong. One of the initiatives by the OECS, which is expected to create increased consumption of affordable, quality, nutritious foods and increased self-reliance, is the Agricultural Systems Transformation, or FAST strategy. Speaking at the opening ceremony, Director General of the OECS, Dr. Didacus Jules, described the meeting on Montserrat as the most consequential as the OECS moves towards the urgent implementation of the strategy.
It is important to note that the FAST strategy is not a structure that will be built from the top down, but constructed from the bottom up. And I want to emphasize this point because it is very critical in the approach that we are taking at the OECS Commission in shaping such initiatives. A persistent problem in Caribbean approaches to development is the tendency for prescription, shaping solutions that are too reliant on expert opinion, sometimes not sufficiently informed by data, by empirical data, and most importantly, not having listened to the voices that matter the most, farmers and industry insiders. The other simple point, and I'm not going to be long today because we have a lot of work to do, this other simple point I want to make is that this is not just about agriculture. It is intersectoral, it is multidimensional, and it is an ecosystem.
Director General of the OECS, Dr. Didacus Jules. The 8th COMA meeting was chaired by Honorable Lennox Andrews of Grenada, who spoke of the transformative nature of agriculture to the lives of the people in the region and the importance of pushing for the implementation of the decisions made on Montserrat.
If there is one industry that can transform life, that can eradicate poverty, and that can bring an improvement in living standards for our people of the region, that industry is agriculture. And it is agriculture because agriculture has that close linkage with all other sectors. A strong linkage with tourism. A strong linkage with manufacturing. A strong linkage with every other sector that you could think of. And therefore, what we have to do is to design policies and projects and programs rigorously suited and adapted to the needs of our country to build that agricultural industry. And I refer to agriculture as an industry, not as a sector. It's an industry, given its wide-ranging impact it can have on the economy. But I also want to give you the assurance, my dear people, that as ministers of government and as technocrats, many times we come to functions of this kind. We meet, we discuss, we share brilliant ideas, and then we go back home. We make important decisions, and then we go back home. And we are faced with the problem of implementation. The problem of implementation. So I'm saying to you that as chair of this committee, my role is to ensure that when we go back to our respective countries as a collective, we would take steps to ensure that our decisions are implemented.
Key decisions from the meeting included the introduction of a Youth in Agriculture Symposium, slated for August 2024, and a conference focused on commercial and investment opportunities in Sargassum, which is scheduled for September 2024. These initiatives reflect the dedication to engaging diverse stakeholders to adequately address pressing issues affecting the region's food and nutrition security. The 8th COMA meeting marked a milestone, as it was the first time being hosted by Montserrat, and a moment of pride and anticipation, especially for the Honourable Cranston Buffon. You can view the entire opening ceremony on GIU's YouTube channel by scanning the QR code now on screen. A press conference was held following the 8th COMA. The press conference is available on GIU's YouTube channel and can be viewed now by scanning the QR code on screen. Premier of Montserrat, the Honourable Joseph E. Farrell, has called on sovereign states and larger small island developing states, or SIDS, to advocate for the empowerment of small overseas territories to be able to access climate financing. Premier Farrell made the call during the 4th International Conference on Small Island Developing States, SIDS, held in St. John's, Antigua and Barbuda from May 27th to the 30th.
I'm not sure that the larger SID member states appreciate that small overseas territories are as vulnerable, equally as vulnerable to the impact of climate change as others. When they speak to, about SIDS, they seem to think about the larger member states, but I'm saying to them, we are equally vulnerable. As a matter of fact, even more vulnerable to the impact because we are in the hurricane zone. We face hurricane, droughts, floods, whereas some of them are not in those areas. Yes, we have the sea rise level, but we also have ocean rising, sea level rises. So we are more vulnerable. And I'm keep on saying to them, yes, I understand that you are talking about yourself, but I'm saying to you, small island state like ours, one storm can devastate the entire country. And that is the implication. So we must be able to put in place measures to safeguard lives and livelihoods. Let's see something on the ground. Yes, there's a lot of talking, but we must be able to see the process of accessing funds must be made easier. And of course, we just can't talk. Let us see who's delivering on what. There are other promises were made at COP28, and those funds have not yet been delivered. So we are tired of hearing talking. We just need some action on the ground. And that's what we only measure the success of COP if the Antigua and Barbuda agenda is come to fruition.
Montserrat's Premier, the Honourable Joseph E. Farrell. Hundreds of high-level officials and other delegates convened for the conference under the theme Charting the Course Towards Resilient Prosperity. The conference aims to address critical challenges specific to SIDS, such as climate crisis, biodiversity loss, and spiraling debt. Leaders were able to review SIDS' sustainable development progress and propose and agree on a new decade-long program of action with practical and impactful solutions to propel SIDS towards achieving their sustainable development goals. The Premier Farrell-led Montserrat contingent included Parliamentary Secretary the Honourable Veronica Dorset Hector, Acting Director of Energy Marissa Allen, and Director, Policy and Planning in the Ministry of Finance and Economic Management, Mrs. Dion Peters. We'll have more government stories after this break. The Government of Montserrat is encouraging persons to contribute to the redevelopment of Zone C and to benefit from various incentives before they expire in August 2025. In 2020, the Government of Montserrat amended some of Montserrat's legislations as part of their dedication to fostering the ongoing redevelopment and eventual revitalization of the Zone C communities. The amendments and concessions which were introduced makes it more affordable and easy to develop Zone C communities, to include Corkhill, Delvins, Weekses, Foxes Bay and Richmond Hill. The four incentives are as follows. SRNO number 56 of 2020, Stamp Fees Amendment Order for Zone C, which significantly reduces stamp fees for land conveyance or transfer on sale within Zone C, offering substantial relief for transactions between relatives of resident Montserratians. SRNO number 57 of 2020, Physical Planning, Fees and Amendment Regulations. Under this initiative, the processing fee for planning applications related to Zone C is capped at $50 EC, providing a more accessible avenue for development approvals. SRNO number 58 of 2020, Registered Land Amendment Rules 2020. Applicants seeking land registration within Zone C benefit from a reduced fee of $10 EC, facilitating smoother property transactions within the designated area. SRNO number 65 of 2020, Customs Duties and Consumption Tax Zone C Exemption Order. This program grants exemptions from customs duties and consumption tax for imported items intended for building, repair, or maintenance purposes within Zone C, thus encouraging construction and infrastructure development. Speaking on the nation's business radio program, the Minister of Agriculture, Lands, Housing and the Environment, the Honourable Cranston Buffong, shared his vision for the development of Zone C.
It's an integral part of government's development plans. The area has been sitting for quite some time, and we're trying to revitalize those areas for many different reasons. I keep stressing economic development. I keep speaking towards that, and any bit of work that can be done, how do we benefit, or how the country can benefit from that regard. It's been left dilapidated for a number of years, and we need to take it back. We have done a lot of work in terms of cleanup and that sort of thing in that area, and this is just the next step. We also have to bear in mind too that our geothermal, our energy source that we keep speaking about, is in that area. And when it comes on stream, those areas will be the first areas I believe that we'll be able to benefit from, considering transmission and other things. So it's part of our development plans. We are seeing the area now, again, not solely, and I have to keep stressing this, not solely from the eyes of safety and hazard and volcano, but the economic potential for that area. I mean, we're very small. Montserrat is a small country, and we cannot afford to let huge land just be relinquished to nature or overall growth. We're just trying to breathe new life into the areas. Zone C has been there. There are persons who have lands, have houses in that area, and they're interested. They want to know, well, what can be done? Mm-hmm. Some persons have said, Minister, I have land. Do you have persons that want to work these lands? They've come forward already. So it's the overall development of Montserrat, not just from this side alone, but how can we benefit from the entire package that is Montserrat.
Minister of Agriculture, Lands, Housing and the Environment, the Honourable Cranston Buffong. Travelling to Montserrat has been made more affordable thanks to the Government of Montserrat's approval of an airline ticket subsidy, which is now in effect. The subsidy was announced in May and took effect on June 1st. The subsidy amount is EC $200 per journey during the 3-month period from June 1st to August 31st. Travellers will therefore save EC $400 on a return ticket or EC $200 on a single journey to or from Montserrat. For additional information, contact the Access Division by email at accessmni@gov.ms or 664-491-3378 or on WhatsApp 664-392-3600. Stay with us for our final government story after these messages.
Did you know that under SRO 65 of 2020, the government of Montserrat has introduced a special exemption order for Zone C? If you own property or plan to construct, repair or maintain a building, recreational facility or tourist facility in Cork Hill, Weekses, Foxes Bay, Richmond Hill or Delvins, this order is for you. Normally, importing items for such projects would incur customs duties and consumption tax. But thanks to SRO 65 of 2020, you're exempted from these payments, provided you meet certain conditions. To qualify, submit a written application to the Comptroller of Customs and Excise, along with the necessary documentation such as land registration details and development permissions. Once approved, you can proceed with your project in Zone C without the burden of additional taxes. This exemption order is a fantastic opportunity to save money and invest in the development of Zone C communities. Don't miss out on the chance to contribute to the growth and prosperity of Cork Hill, Weekses, Foxes Bay and Richmond Hill, and also Delvins. For more information, visit www.gov.ms, call 491-2075, or email malemail@gov.ms. That's malemail@gov.ms.
Dental Department of the Ministry of Health and Social Services launched a new initiative titled Healthy Smiles to promote oral health among young children. The initiative, which was launched in May, is designed to encourage and assist children in maintaining good oral hygiene. The program focuses on teaching children essential dental care practices and provides them with caries prevention strategies and any necessary treatments. Caries can lead to tooth decay and cavities. The primary goal is to ensure that each participating child has a mouth free from dental caries by the end of a 3-year period. The program is being piloted with students of grade 1 from the Braids Primary School. Dental surgeon Dr. Coretta Fergus said, "We are committed to fostering a culture of good oral health from an early age. By instilling these habits now, we hope to see our children carry them into adulthood, significantly reducing the prevalence of dental issues in our community." Healthy Smiles is a comprehensive approach that ensures that each child's specific needs are addressed, promoting a holistic approach to oral health. Funding for the Healthy Smiles program has been generously provided by the International College of Dentists, or ICD, through their Global Visionary Fund. The ICD is renowned for recognizing and honoring dentists who demonstrate exemplary leadership and service worldwide. The Ministry of Health noted that the ICD's support is instrumental in making the program possible. Thank you for tuning in to Government at Work. Join us next month for our next government news package. I am your presenter, Ajani Lewis. On behalf of the GIU Government at Work production team, thank you for watching.